But as the silly numbers tick down, the grand final has begun. Again, for the second time, but it's only the first game, the first real game. Pavev versus Ness.
Oh, Ness was immediately building some smelters.
Yeah, and we see the same again.
In the very first final we had some months ago, we had connection issues by Timinor. That was really a bad thing because you can't fix that.
And playing from Australia as well, I mean, that the time zone difference as well is frightening, to be fair.
Yeah.
But Ness getting some smelting down.
That's why you're not playing today.
It would be nice to have him in, but it's a weird one, isn't it? You kind of want to allow everybody to play, but at the same time, if you 12 hours either ahead or behind, that one's going to be a difficult circle to square. But yeah, much of the same. We see Ein smelting starting at the beginning with Ness on south.
A lot of coal. It's 40 minus in coal.
Ooh, that is a lot. I wonder what he might transition that into. Potentially, maybe. I think Pavev's going to try and build some grenades this go around.
For sure.
Some of it's going into a box.
So, Iron Smelter on south already running. We got like 250 iron by now. Maybe 300-400 iron more before Pavev got his smelting lane up. It's really a huge difference.
Yeah.
Ness is really fast. So he got iron, he got copper, he got coal, and he got stone. But the stone setup is different to... No, it's not different. Weitloll, have you noticed the stone smelting from Ness and also the coal?
Yeah, the stone I'm familiar with. The coal is new for me. It's very interesting to see.
Yeah, he's now using the coal burners as a box. And
that is new.
He will turn those miners to automate power later.
I like that. I actually really like that.
That's really genius.
Bit of innovation, you know.
Why Pavev is building furnaces like this. The advantage is he got this first box to buffer coal. While
the furnaces, you say?
Yeah, Pavev is not doing, not putting furnaces into a box like Ness is doing.
Oh, on the stone.
Yeah, on the stone, because you only have one box in the beginning, and Pavev is using this box to box coal. What is also a nice thing. How many furnaces can be stored in an assembler if you don't have this?
50. So he has 100. Because he has 2
100
assemblies.
is totally fine, yeah. But he's using one more assembler and saving an inserter and also saving the box. I think it's a good idea.
I have a question for both of you. If you could play either of these two guys to try to get a win, who would you choose to play? Oh, actually no, let's widen that out. As we can see, Ness throws the first 200 yellow mags over to North. If any of the people that were involved in the tournament today had to play you, who would you want to play the most, hoping to get a win? So that's everybody from the first person that was booted out all the way to the finalists. Who would you want to play against? Who would you rate yourself to beat?
I am not sure who played in the tournament.
I can give you a list.
So I haven't seen everyone. Send it to me.
Out
of these two, I would prefer to play against Ness. Because I know Ness a bit more, and I will know what he will be playing for.
Yeah.
So he's a bit more predictable for me. So I know what I'm up against. With Pavev, I don't know what he's going to do.
So I've sent you a list of the players. You'll see them appear a few times. I'm going to be honest, they're all pretty terrifying. If I have to pick, no, Pipes is strong. There's nobody good here. Sorry, everybody's good here. There's no easy wins. Enkling, maybe? But Enkling's still very strong. I know that he's not known for 1v1s, but he is a very mechanically strong player.
Yeah, if you're a little bit more inside it should be Nick in Inkling or maybe Guap or Everlord, because I know those people did not prepare much. Some of these signed up last minute, and some of them didn't play that much during the last month, so that's maybe a good choice. But if it comes to these two, I would like to play against Pavev.
Okay.
Because I think Ness is more constant, and yeah, that's what Weitloll said. You don't know what Pavev really is doing, and I think that could result in a lucky win. So Pavev also living on its edge and almost close to dying and winning at the same time. And I've beaten Pavev in training sessions some months ago, so I like to play him. But he improved a lot. But Ness is crazy, so he did a lot of training, I'm pretty sure. He's preparing nice stuff. We just see here at the coal patch or the stone patch we said before, or boxing the 6 red assembler to box. So he's really deep into it. And if it comes to the push later with the defender, I'm pretty sure he got a really good calculation how much stuff he needs to stock up, to save up in advance to get what he needs to push him to 55 or 52% EU.
Ness has been attacked. They've taken out some power poles, a miner as well, but disconnected his production for a few seconds there. So it doesn't seem like a huge thing, but you're definitely getting a few things a little bit later than you want. And again, for any of you out there who are new watching this, the bugs tend to like the path towards the objective with the hit to kill, which is our rocket silo. Obviously there's one on north, one on south, but they do every now and again bump into other parts of your automation, and you've got to defend against that. So yeah, hopefully you want to keep everything that you've got down at the moment. Rebuilding stuff is never a good idea, unless obviously you get overwhelmed. Oh, interesting question. Is Pavev a twisted Pav-L in Cyrillic? Like V is the L upside down. Do we know if Pavev is he Russian, Eastern European? I've never actually spoken to him before.
I guess he's from Czech or Slovakia.
Oh, okay, Czech Republic. That's actually a great question.
I can show it, it's on the sign-up list, I think.
There's somebody asking, because in Cyrillic the V is an L, effectively, upside down.
Pavev is from Czech. How to say it in English?
Is it Czechoslovakia?
Czech Republic?
Oh, Czech Republic, yes, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Czech Republic.
So Pavel is a common name. Do you learn something new every day? Thank you for that. Genuinely, it's just not something I wouldn't even ever really know. Pavel is a common...
On North, what Pavev is building right now, that's what we talked about. Do we need logistic research? And Zaspa was doing logistic research to get automation to, that means coal to smelter. But you can also do it like he just did by using Weitloll. So you're saving logistic research.
Okay, yeah.
So he's not doing logistic. He did not did that right now. And he's saving underground, but he needs Weitloll instead.
And we got some Czech fans in the chat as well. So we got some Pavel fans. Let's go Pavel. Oh, I know that we've got a lot of Ness fans in the chat as well. So I think it's quite even here. We've got some French supporters. So it's effectively a French player versus a Czech player.
Yes.
That's cool. I love it. I know it sounds weird, but you know, we've got players from all over the globe. You know, there's English people like me, obviously. We've got weird Danish people like Weitloll or Dutch. I always get that one wrong. Dutch. There we. Sorry. It's terrible. I'm not secretly racist. I promise you. But yeah, all the way from we got different Americans. So obviously East Coast, West Coast, Central. I don't know if we have any South American players, people playing from like Argentina and stuff, but we definitely have a few Canadians, a few Japanese, Chinese players and stuff, so it's really cool. We have an international final here. It's not two Germans playing against each other, which I thought it might end up as. Because obviously Germans are the most superior Factorio players.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm really liking what I see from both these guys. Really compact build as well. This is not a sprawling, spread out base. We're seeing everything literally directly next to each other, no spaces in between. Pure efficiency.
Had a awesome base setup. All these games I've seen so far is this tournament from him, but this time I really doesn't like it because if you look at his coal miners and also this copper smelting, I think it's too far north. You can build it like nested, a bit more compact, a bit more closer to silos. So every time you run there, and you have to run several times this way, you will save some tiles. Also these turrets, you can put these turrets close to those copper burners, so you save another few tiles, and that saves over the game a lot of time. And I don't like it so much like this, but well, he's in the final, and there's a reason why he's in the final.
Yes, there'll be some kind of
doing good.
So fire, I didn't forget. I just sidestepped that one. Oh, massive attack from Pavel.
Some really aggressive early pressure by Ness.
Yeah, that's a lot of things to go down early on, and that wave just came crashing into the side of the labs. So hopefully not too much science was lost there, but yeah, now 12.9% up on North. So these small sends from Ness have really kind of slowly just pushed the pressure up a little bit to 12.9, and they're still killable, obviously, by the gun turrets, but over time they're going to start to overwhelm, start to burn down these defenses and need to be replaced.
Nothing less lost yet, because both got 3 lanes of iron.
Yes.
Both got steel up. Both got a lot of assemblers and also labs up. It's just Ness now building copper mining, copper smelting. Sorry. I'm pretty sure Pavel does not need that for gates. So I think both are good.
Oh, I've just got a message on.
Evo is a bit in favor of North.
Oh shit, somebody's offered to send me an audio mixing desk. Holy shit, I will get back to you. So whoever just messaged me on Discord saying you had a spare audio desk, audio mixing thing, yeah. Like, I'll talk to you after this. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's really nice. Sorry, back to the final. Somebody's just offered some stuff to me. I appreciate that. Working on green science. I'm scared to dive into the research queue just in case something happens. Stonewall research complete.
Yeah, that must be powered. I don't think Ness will.
Pavel is going for gates now.
Oh.
Ness is researching heavy armor.
Did we just have a pause unpause?
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Look it up.
Someone did a misclick.
Maybe someone got scared because I was looking at the research and then my name pops up in the team list, in the player list.
Yeah, now I do this on admin list.
So the reason it shows 2 players on another side is that one of the spectators has clicked this science button. It doesn't join the team, but it means that you appear as a ghost, and then you can look into the research tree. I'm avoiding doing that because last game we had some small technical issues with this, so I'd like to check out the tech tree, but I don't want to cause any problems. So. Another wave comes in from south, easily dealt with because the bugs are only evolved by 9%. Ness doesn't have a huge amount to worry about in that respect. Meanwhile, carnage up on north. there are a lot of dead turrets up here, which again cost resources, and you don't want to lose stuff that's already been put down. So hopefully down the line, Pavev, or Pavel, as we have now figured out, could be an upside down L that P, will hopefully create a wall of stone furnaces in and around his infrastructure. As I grab my MS Paint tools out, the bugs will naturally like to attack towards your rocket silo, which is their main goal, their main objective is to kill that off. So hopefully what he can do is create like a small buffer of furnaces, a couple of walls around these turrets that they can fire onto the bugs as the bugs kind of thread through the defenses. And that should hopefully give you enough of a buffer to save yourself from losing any kind of critical bits of infrastructure. Like this, for instance, you're coal mining, you don't want to lose this at all. How do we think both players are going at the moment? Do we feel like there's any major slip-ups or mistakes that are happening, other than the fact that there's lots of pressure coming up on North? Do we like what we see?
Yes, I don't see any big mistakes. Both have a plan, both are executing this plan. It's Ness who is consuming a bit more power because he's automated copper. That might be a slight advantage. So Ness is sending way more. I don't know why.
Do you think you could smell an early victory? Could sense that by mixing it up in that final game, pushing the pressure, doing a Raslington, as I coined the phrase. Do you think he might be just trying to push the pressure up? Just
no.
force
I think he
Pavel?
will do exactly the same because he's used to it. He knows everything. He knows that plan is working. Maybe he reviewed his first game against Pavev where he lost. So why did I lost? I don't know. I haven't seen that game. But maybe he figured out what worked wrong. So I think he will do the same like he did just before against Zasper. That means he will push Pavev to like 19% evil, so maybe one more stand by Ness.
Yeah.
He got some turrets in box. He's aware that he needs some kind of defense. Pavev as well. Pavev is not putting up stone furnaces as defense. I do not like that.
Yeah, you'd expect a small defensive buffer, right?
So now Pavev is building up the smelter right forward north. I really don't like that because it makes the base even bigger. Why not build it to the right side, to the east?
Yeah, got you. Another wave comes in. As Pavel says, a grenade, 2 grenades used, and he's so low health as well. Jesus. Another wave comes in and he's 1 HP.
He already got nades researched.
Got you. Close that, very.
So hopefully nobody is stream sniping from those two players, but
I
they
doubt
need
it.
to extend power soon. Oh, Ness already did that, but don't want to add.
Thank you for the follow, Kaiser. Do you know, I'm going to learn how to say that name. Thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you're having a really good weekend as well, mate. So yeah, this stone smelting.
I don't like it. Why not building it to the east side, close to the silo?
Yeah, you could almost use it as a brick wall, effectively. What do we expect to come from this? Gates, right?
Yeah, definitely gates. He
I mean,
already has
it's an
almost
ambitious
researched
build.
it. But it's very effective.
Yeah.
Fire, thank you for the subscription, mate. Holy shit. I really appreciate that, mate. Obviously, you guys watch for free. I'm never going to ask for subscriptions and all that jazz, but I really appreciate that. Kaiser KS Beer. No, don't apologize, mate. It's absolutely fine. I used the worst follow message I possibly could use. So don't worry about it. Alright. Kaiser KS Beer. Okay, I'll get onto that. Homework for me is learn the name of my viewers. Right, we see another wave coming down onto North. There are some turrets available, but we do see the bodies, the kind of pancaked, flattened ruins of some old turrets. And we can see that most of the bugs at this point, only 17% evolve, but they do die, but they do land every now and again a little bit of acid onto these towers. Over time, you know, they will erode themselves down into nothing. So, yeah.
No mediums
just pushing forward.
yet, but we'll get mediums soon. I'm not sure if it's a good idea not to push Ness to mediums, because it's easy life for Ness defense-wise.
Yeah.
But maybe he watched, I mean, we now have watched the last game of Ness versus Zespa, and he just saw that Ness has no problem holding defense on a higher Evo level. So maybe he just said, okay, it's not worth it to add more pressure, just maybe save resources to get a strong gates push. What about gates research? Gates already researched. I practiced also gate build for the last tournament I played, and I would have played gate push in this tournament as well.
I like it. I really like it. The speed at which those gates come out.
I'm not getting gates at this time.
I mean, cards on the table, boys. If I was going to play, I'd either go for a yellow ammo and turret push, or I'd aim for gates. There's just something about it that just seems to work incredibly well. And with that small send, Pavev has jumped Team South from 11 to 16. And that's off with just a minor amount of...
Yeah, and that might be also some psychological thing, because it's like, hey, yes, I'm ready, I got gates. The pressure is on, and you see Ness is going to add more defense immediately. And he has to.
We do see Ness now come down with the Stone Furnace line, literally drawing a line in the sand as to where he wants to defend. This is it. This is Sparta moment. And as you can see now, just the left-hand side of it, a few very small bugs. Just get kind of bamboozled by stuff like this. I say in the main games that we host, the team games, by building walls outside of your defenses, you're forcing the bugs to kind of break up, split up, and also you're kind of posing a problem for them, right? If you don't mind, I'm going to quickly draw on the screen real quickly. The bugs like to path directly towards stuff. Obviously, if they could run directly into your base, they would. And so by creating these kind of smelters, you're forcing the bugs to kind of break their groups up, and it's easier to pick them off one by one. In different game modes, you'll have things like flame turrets and laser turrets. Being able to kind of break up the packs makes it so much easier to defend against. So I really like the fact that Ness has put this huge stone furnace wall line down here. It's just creating another defensive problem that the bugs are going to have to solve. And another 68, one away from being very nice send. Going over from Pavev, and we can see now Ness is dealing with 21% bugs. So they're getting stronger, there are more of them, the attacks are going to be more frequent, and we're going to have to see how Ness really responds to this. There is a lot of towers down, a lot of gun turrets down, and they do have a little bit of research in them as well. So we do see that they'll have shooting speed and extra damage upgrades, but there's still the waves of bugs that are coming in will be vast. And although they'll continue to send away to get each other, we can see at the bottom of the screen here, a medium spitter was spotted far away on Team South. And what that means, is that the bugs have evolved from being only small to now the waves will be a mixture of small mediums. Later on, when the evolution pushes to 50, the medium bugs will then convert into big biters, and they are worrisome, they're troublesome to deal with. And you need a lot of resources, a lot of damage to down a single big biter. In the team-based game, again, I know we're watching 1v1, but you will see them evolve even beyond that point to big green bugs, and we call them behemoths. And you'll even have bosses with health bars as well. So, yeah, it's going to get kind of rough for Ness, I think. You know, it's going to start getting attacked quite heavily here, but as things go, pretty stable game for 24 minutes. Nobody hasn't really don't think anybody's really making too many mistakes. We haven't lost too much stuff. And even more stone smelting now from Pavev.
Yeah.
What do we think,
He
boys?
just got 21 miners. That's basically not enough, and this stone is right at the front.
Yeah.
So now, also Pavev needs some kind of luck that this stone will not get killed, or at least not soon.
It's right out there, isn't it?
They might go around those miners and
Yeah.
focus those turrets behind. I mean, he must be some kind of unlucky that these miners will get destroyed, but I mean, we are playing Bio Battles for months or years, we have seen everything.
Literally everything.
So, Ness is about to start research for defenders right now. He is now starting crafting military.
Okay, Ness transitioning into military science. This I quite like.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
we
not-
are looking at defendability.
Oh, this is awesome. If you check Ness inventory, you have 103 red signs and 103 green signs, and you need 100 signs for that research.
Ah, so he's got that bang on.
So he's straight on point,
Yeah.
and that's a typical speedrunner thing.
Yeah, you never want to make too much of anything, just enough. As we can see here, the waves now have these pink shell bugs mixed in with them, and they are mediums. So the small brown shell bugs are small, obviously, and these are the medium ones. Later on, blues will be big, and they are going to be very hard to kill. And we do see the beginnings of military science being put into the labs by Ness, and we do believe that this will indicate that he's going towards the defender build, which has worked for him in the past, incredibly well in fact. He is currently working or hovering around 30% mark for evolution, and that indicates to me that he's going to be put under some pressure now. 31%, the bugs are getting stronger. 50% is typically the level where most players they struggle to defend and hold out. So Ness will begin to get defenders as we're closing in on that untenable number. And that's going to be the real
Ness
interesting
out of
storyline
grenade
of this.
now. He just handcrafted one.
Got it.
So he had to save some, but he got a big grenade production up, so he just has to go there. He's still on pistol. Next, wow. You have to look what Pete Piper just pinged.
Yeah.
That's really
Turrets will
next level.
guide the biters
Yeah.
into.
The
They
biters
will destroy the turrets though, but that's a small sacrifice.
Ah, so you're
compared
leading
to
them
the
in.
entire stone mining.
I like that. That's really smart.
Yeah.
So the bugs
But if
path
you
onto
could-
military
you could
targets.
remove one of the second or third turret to save one, but that's really next level.
So what Pavev's done here to anybody watching is that this stone mining operation is under threat by any bugs that run past it, but they do path onto military targets first. So anything that has had like a military signal, like a gun turret or even a radar, he's effectively using these as kind of beacons to drag the bugs around his stone smelting, saving it, and only sacrificing a couple of turrets. I'm hopefully going to be able to catch that in action, because that's a really smart play. And I don't think we've seen that before, have we? Like dummy turrets to pull focus.
No, I've not seen that before.
That's cool. Even in a grand final, and I'm calling it grand final because it is grand and it is a final, we see some innovation, we see something new. A lure, that's a great way to say it's a lure. It drags them through into an area which they don't necessarily want to be, like a trap. Very cool.
But it's still an invest, so he's losing 2 or maybe 3 turrets.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yeah. And you have to replace, if you want it to work all game, you're going to have to keep replacing those. I would effectively take turrets that are wounded and use them instead.
No, we can see it now.
Here we go. Here they go. They go into 1, then they path down to the 2nd, then they path down to the 3rd, and by that point they're getting killed. And then grenaded. Oh, I like that as well. So they swarm around the turret. allowing you to send one grenade in to just blow up the pack. Similar to threat farming when you have superior armor. You let them swarm around you and then you blow yourself up effectively, but obviously not. Radars are cheaper, I agree. I think radars might be a better way to go about doing
it. I just had this question in mind. Is a radar cheaper?
Yeah, very good point there. And maybe something that they adapt to. You know, if I had like really weakened turrets, so like kind of less than half health, I'd be using them. But it is clever. You've got to give them credit for that. I've not seen that before.
The difference is you have to handcraft that radar, but those turrets are usually in your inventory because you have assembled for it.
Yeah, got you. So Ness is hovering around 33%. North and Pavev is hovering around 17.6%. So there is a disparity here in terms of what each side are dealing with. But as we can see, the research is slowly but surely ticking along for the defender. This will be the longest wait that Ness has to kind of go through before he can start enacting his own plan. As we see here, 3 mixed waves falling down onto his defense at the same time, with a few grenades dealt with.
Ness is totally aware that he needs defense.
Yes, yeah.
And I think the pace of Pavev is a bit stronger or faster than Zaspa. I think Zaspa was like Evo is time, so like 30% Evo in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. So Pavev seems to be a bit faster than Zaspa. And in the long run, gates are more efficient than red armor by Zaspa.
And we can see 572 have been thrown so far.
I do see a good chance for Pavev winning this. It's 37. Defender research not done yet. He's preparing everything.
It's basically a race to get to 50%. 52.
Yeah. And you see in Ness base close to Silo a box with 1.4k gears. I don't know. I've never built defenders in 1 versus 1, but I'm pretty sure you need exactly like this to get Pavev to 50% Evo.
Ah, interesting. So he's made the exact number of gears to get to that particular number.
Yeah, because
this is so efficient from both of these guys.
He will not change those assemblers back to gears.
Yeah.
He will change all assemblers to yellow ammo, red ammo, and defenders really soon. He's just doing the green chips. He's still missing.
Yes. Yeah.
He's now doing green chips. He first did copper cables. He now has an inventory filled with copper cables.
Yeah. So when the defender buildings go up, he can just flood them with everything they need and hopefully build just enough to get north to 50. I really like that play, although the bugs are starting to chip through this defense. He does need to replace a couple of these walls and these turrets.
He's on 39% and 39% really hurts.
Yes, yeah. We're into the deep end now.
At least Ness got 1 ammo upgrade.
The turrets are healthily stocked. They've got enough ammo in them, but as you can see, these big biters take more than 1 grenade to go. And the last thing that Ness wants to do, as well as Pavev, is to go down and die. The last thing you want to do is have your turrets run out of ammo and then get killed off naturally normally, or go down and watch parts of your base get ripped up as you wait to respawn. So dying in a 1v1, not GG, but it is a pain. It's a pain in the arse. You don't want to be dealing with that if you don't have to. But defending well though, grenades working incredibly well for them.
Ness got radars up, so he's aware when there will be attacks. Just have an eye on minimap. I don't see a radar on I've also got a radar.
And another wave. Unfortunately though, stone smelting kind of avoids getting torn up.
They don't care for stone smelting.
What are we missing for gates? Steel. Mostly steel for gates.
Pavev is really lacking coal and stone furnace, so it's so much to do for Pavev right now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we do see Ness beginning to stick down the defender buildings themselves, or the defender recipe inside of the building. So we could hope to see very soon defenders start to be spat out into these boxes. And then we'll start to see North get pressured and be pressurized. And at the moment, there's a very minimal amount of defenses going down for the North. we see these kind of small clusters of gun turrets. But when the pressure starts to ramp up to 27, 37, 47%, or even that magic number 50, you're going to need a lot more defense to put up with stuff like this, and even more. So, yeah, the Furnace Wall from Ness is doing incredibly well.
So, what to do for Ness? He needs to feed red armor with copper. And he needs to feed those... He got everything he needs, he just needs to feed, I think. But he's busy defending right now. So if he got everything he needs for a 50% Evo push, he knows that he just needs to stay alive.
This is it, boys. I reckon we're about 10 minutes away from a finale. Maybe more, you know, if they can survive and hold out, but I'm excited. The fact that we knew which way this was going to go, you know, Ness was going to get pushed really hard early, but with the opportunity at the end of the game to push even harder, you know, throw that knockout punch with these defenders if he can get them up and running and obviously get enough of them. We saw him beat Anti apparently with 300. We saw him beat Clutch, I believe, with a 260 cent to begin with. But that's a really large amount of gates coming across now, 182, pushing him to 42% on South, so he's only 8% away from that magic number. And only now the defenders are starting to kind of come into these boxes. And at the moment, there aren't many of them.
Like no defense on Pave's side, like almost every game before.
Ooh, and Cole gets hit super hard. Really big hit on Cole, and also some of the copper smelting as well. I don't think that's going to hurt him really badly, but that's a lot of the items lost.
It's not good, but it's not a disaster.
Yeah. If you were in this position now, at the 36-minute mark, and I had to say to you, have €1 to bet on a winner. Obviously, don't bet with real money, but I'm just saying this hypothetically. At this stage right now, who do you think takes it home? Because 42 to 18%.
It is really close. I think Ness is going to win this because Ness' job to build and craft and tech and so on stuff is done. So he just needs to wait that the defender assembler are doing its job.
And does he save a lot of defenders? Does he save 100 defenders?
Easily can defend up to 50% Evo with these furnaces and turrets and with grenades. So
56
defense is much better than Pavev's at the moment. Pavev didn't need to defend. So as soon as he realized he needs to upgrade his defense, he might throw down the same defense.
Yes.
But Ness already did that. And that's a massive advantage when they both reach 50% approximately at the same time.
I think that's going to happen. I think that they're literally one will hit first, followed by literally a minute or two later another live send to go to 50 on the other side. And again, I do agree with you on that. These furnaces are super cheap. They're really replaceable. I mean, it doesn't take much to slap a load down. As we now see the Evo jump to 45%, we are 5% away from that magic number of 50, evolving the bugs into big bugs. Go from small to medium to big, and the big bugs are super hard to kill, and they will rip holes through any defense. Even if you had brick walls up, they'd go through. So obviously it's nice to have all these turrets up, but yeah, it's going to be tough.
Ness got a more or less automated
Ness goes down. And the turrets are out of ammo. Oh no.
Yeah, that might be it.
This is rough. Has Pavev managed to do it? Has he managed to swarm the enemy?
But he quickly grabs grenades and...
It's not GG, it's just a really difficult spot now for Ness. He's got to make sure these bugs don't run into the silo, because they are strong enough to kill it now. But this is panic stations here.
I'm waiting for the moment where someone
he goes down again.
Is using defenders for defense.
Oh yeah, you could chuck a few defenders up in the air. They're not targeting the silo just yet. You know, there's money on the table here. You want to kind of throw everything at this. I'm not calling GG until I see something blow up. But this is dangerous though, very dangerous.
No, it's going dangerous.
Now they're onto the silo as well. Can he get rid of the waves before they kill the silo off?
Yes.
He does.
I think it's worth it to use like 5 defenders to shoot on biters. They
Yes.
should shoot and deal damage.
But the silo slowly but surely is getting taken down.
Yeah, but Pavev is under pressure. But only spitter waves on left side, so he should be easily defend that. He's not aware of that.
Alright, Ness needs to get to his silo very quickly and start grenading these guys. Right, silo's safe for now. Grab some defenders, throw them in the air, mate. Oh, and he's hit the 50% mark as well. It's 40 minutes in. Ness is on 50% bugs to defend. He
So
sends
now I would
very
get
nice amount of
my-
defenders across at 69. But at this point in the game, you have to assume that it's really just a matter of time. I wish Ness all the best, by the way, but this is a really tough position to play out. And as we see the waves come in again, relentlessly just flooding the base, downing Ness for a third time,
Yeah, that's it.
with more waves to come. I think that's been one hell of a game. That's super close. And like we said, you know, a few more minutes in, I believe Ness could have pushed Pavev all the way. But the gate strategy from Pavev has won him the game. Congratulations, that was really close. Really close.
Nice game.